Welcome back to Simple Human Design. I'm Charlie, and today we're going to have a little bit of fun because we're going to talk about celebrity or famous people charts. Now, one of the things that I love to do is when someone has had a little bit of fame or they're in the spotlight a little bit more because of something going on, I love having a look at their human design charts because I can really start to understand whether they are living true to their purpose, whether they are living in alignment. And, sometimes people don't, and you can see that from their charts as well. But a lot of the time, I can look at a chart and I can go, oh, that's the reason why they've ended up in this career. That's the reason why they're so loved or not, as the case may be. So over the next 2 episodes, I'm going to give you 5 different famous people, one for each of the different human design types, and I'm going to show you how I feel like they're really, stepping into who they are, who they're designed to be, and how they're living life in alignment. So let's start with the manifesting generator. This episode is going to be the sacral. So the 2 sacral beings I'm going to talk about today are going to be Stephen King, who is a manifesting generator, and I'm also going to talk about Albert Einstein as well, who is a generator. So let's start with Stephen King. So I actually have never read a Stephen King book, but I have watched the movies, like some of them, and I do see how weird and unusual his concept, the way that his mind works. Okay. And when I looked at his human design chart, it all just suddenly clicked because I was just like, oh, that's the reason why he's famous for doing this. That's the reason why he's an author. And one of the first things that I noticed actually was that he is actually a pure manifesting generator, which means he has the channel of charisma. This is a channel that goes from the sacral center up to the throat center, which is why that means that it's pure manifesting generator. So this channel that Stephen King has is actually a unconscious channel. So he doesn't actually know. At some point in his life, he probably didn't realize that he was charismatic, but it's only since people have maybe reflected back to him that he has this, amazing natural charisma, that he probably then realizes that, this is who he is. So he has that natural charisma. So he has the ability to sort of be charismatic and be friendly with people. And I think that's really helped him in his career, because the next thing I want to talk about is the fact that he has a lot of individual circuitry. Now, individual circuitry is very much all around uniqueness, weirdness, strangeness. And, my human design teacher sometimes says that, we're the freaky ones, the ones that are a little bit of a freak if we have individual circuitry. And he has quite a lot of it. And one of the main parts to his chart is actually a channel that goes from the ajna to the throat center. It's called the channel of structuring, but actually it's kind of been dubbed, it's been given a little bit of a second name. And that name is actually genius to freak. So this channel, like I said, it's in the individual circuitry, and it goes from the ajna, which is all to do with ideas and concepts. And then the energy goes down from the ajna to the throat. And of course, the throat center is all about expression, manifestation, etc. So Stephen King has this really uncanny ability, just looking at that part of his chart for now, this really uncanny ability of creating very unusual, very weird, very freaky ideas with his defined ajna center, and has the ability to express those in the world. And, if I looked at his chart and he was only a year old, I would literally be sitting here saying, yeah, he's going to be somebody who comes up with ideas. They're going to be really weird. They're going to be changing. They're going to be disrupting something within our society. And he's going to be able to get that out there. So he's going to be a creative person in some way, whether that's a songwriter that really disrupts, the way that the music industry is, or whether it's an author that really disrupts, the traditions of horror, the horror genre. And yeah, it's really amazing to sort of like look at his chart and go, yeah, he's exactly what he's supposed to be doing right now. He really is quite unusual, freaky, and strange. So if you have the Genius to Freak channel, which I've actually read for quite a few people recently who have this, they really are people who, when you look at them, so let's say, they've talked about something. If you're somebody who's like, in awe with someone like this, you will either look at them and you'll go, oh my God, complete and utter freak. I don't know what you're talking about. This is weird. I'm just going to go. Or you're going to say to yourself, you are an absolute freaking genius. I never would have thought about that in a million years. This is so unusual, so weird, but you are a absolute genius. And most of the time you will come across as a genius if you do have this. And I do come across a lot of people with this channel, and they are afraid to be weird, unique, and to express those very strange ideas that they have. And if you have this, I just want to say, please don't hold back. We need your weirdness in the world. So that's Stephen King. Let's talk about the generator that I love. I'm going to completely switch gears now, and I'm going to talk about Albert Einstein. So Albert Einstein is actually a 1-4 generator. Okay, so as a generator, Albert Einstein had the ability to work and work and work and do work on what lights him up. And the work that he is actually designed to do, being a first line, because he's a 1-4, he's actually designed to investigate. He's designed to create a very solid groundwork. And he's designed, with his undefined ajna and head center, he's designed to be very open-minded. So he probably said at some point, okay, so this scientific fact has been proven. Can we go a bit deeper than that, though? Can we explore that a little bit more? Because just because somebody says that that's that, what about the rest of it? What about this over here? What about that? And he's got the ability to sort of like look at different things in different perspectives. And he's got the ability and the energy to really sit down and concentrate and focus and learn and, create groundworks as well. Now, the fourth line of his profile, so the 1-4, this is all about opportunity, and this is about having a network where opportunities come throughout his network. And he's a very friendly person. He's a very personable person. And he probably had a very good ability to be able to teach as well. I know everybody can be a teacher, but quite often when we see very, very, very good teachers, they are 1-4s, because they have the ability to hold a room, to, get people engaged and to be friendly and personable, but then they've also got that amazing groundwork and that investigative nature in them as well. So when somebody asks a question, they'll make sure that they have the answer. When somebody asks a question, they'll make sure they go away and find the answer as well, because they have the energy and the ability to do that. So those are the two celebrities that I wanted to talk about first of all. I will just jump on and record the next episode for you. So the celebrities or the famous people that I'm going to talk about in the next one are going to be Obama as the projector that I want to talk about. We're going to talk about Maya Angelou as the manifestor that we want to talk about. And then we're also going to talk about a mystery reflector as well. And you'll have to listen to the next episode to learn which celebrity is a reflector. Obviously, reflectors are very rare. They're only 1% of the population, so there's not many to choose from, but it will probably surprise you which celebrity that is a reflector. So tune into the next episode, but thank you very much for listening to this one. I hope you've learned something. Please drop me a DM on Instagram if you have learned something, but also if you want to learn a little bit more about a particular celebrity or famous person that you love as well. So thanks for listening, and I will see you next time.